The night was deep, and the roads were quiet. "Drive carefully," Lisa reminded David as he prepared to leave. "Don't worry, I'll call you as soon as I get home." "Bye," David replied before starting his car. This is a story of David, an ordinary young man living in Serbia. One late night, after dropping off his friend Lisa, David found himself driving alone on a deserted highway. The road was empty, and the darkness stretched endlessly ahead. Eager to get home, he pressed the accelerator, his eyelids growing heavy with fatigue. As he sped down the highway, the only light came from his car's headlights, cutting through the inky blackness. The road was eerily silent, with no other vehicles in sight. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a figure appeared in the middle of the road, a girl, standing motionless. David slammed on the brakes, his heart pounding as the car screeched to a halt just inches from her. "What are you doing? You could have gotten yourself killed." David shouted, his voice trembling. The girl didn't respond. Instead, she began to dance in a strange, unsettling manner, her back turned to David so he couldn't see her face. Confused and unnerved, David called out again, "Hey, move out of the way. What are you even doing here?" The girl's bizarre behavior left David shaken. He wondered if she was mentally unwell or lost. With no other option, he cautiously drove around her and sped away, glancing in the rearview mirror to see her still standing there, as if lost in another world. When David finally reached home, the house was cold and silent. His parents were away visiting relatives, leaving him alone. The stillness of the night only amplified his unease. Unable to sleep, he turned on the TV, but his mind kept drifting back to the strange encounter on the road. As the night deepened, a faint noise from outside caught his attention. At first, he tried to ignore it, but the sound persisted. Reluctantly, David walked to the window and peered outside. Under the dim glow of a street lamp, the same girl was dancing, her movements just as odd as before. David's heart raced. How had she ended up here, outside his house? Before he could process the situation, the girl suddenly stopped and turned her gaze directly toward him. Her piercing stare sent a chill down his spine. Terrified, David stepped away from the window and turned off the TV, plunging the room into darkness. He tried to calm himself and eventually fell asleep, but his rest was short-lived. Sometime later, David woke up abruptly. The house was pitch black, and the lamp beside his bed wouldn't turn on. In the darkness, he felt an eerie presence, someone or something sitting near his bed. Panicking, he fumbled with the lamp, but when the light finally flickered on, the room was empty. Shaken, David noticed the light in the adjacent room had turned off. He was certain he'd left it on. As he cautiously made his way through the house, he discovered the balcony door was wide open. Fear gripped him as he wondered if an intruder had broken in. Just as he was about to return to his room, a loud noise came from the dining room. David rushed back to find the dustbin overturned. His confusion turned to terror when he heard footsteps behind him. Without thinking, he leaped off the balcony, landing hard on the ground and twisting his ankle. Despite the pain, David scrambled to his feet and looked back. The girl was standing on the balcony, staring down at him with that same unnerving gaze. Too frightened to return, David limped to his friend's house nearby and pounded on the door. Once inside, he recounted the night's events to his friend, who offered him a place to stay. David couldn't bring himself to look back at his house, convinced it was no longer safe. The next morning, David called his parents and explained everything. His father urged him to file a police report, but David hesitated. Deep down, he knew the girl wasn't human. Later that day, David's friend received a call from an unknown number. The voice on the other end delivered devastating news. David's parents had been involved in a fatal car accident near the bridge on Ton Route. The last call made from their phone was to David's friend. Heartbroken and shattered, David couldn't comprehend the loss. In the weeks that followed, he sold his house and moved in with his uncle and aunt, unable to bear the memories tied to that place. One night, while scrolling through old photos of his parents, David came across the accident pictures the police had sent. As he zoomed in on one of the images, his blood ran cold. In the reflection of the car window was a faint, ghostly figure, a face that wasn't human. It was her, the same girl who had haunted him that night. David never saw her again, but the memory of her lingered. To this day, It's said that she still roams the area, a restless spirit haunting those who cross her path. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest videos.